Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Touching Eternity, the podcast.
Thank you for joining us on this lovely Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes, we're out here with the turkeys. We love you guys. So we're going to let a few of you sign in before we start talking about all the wonderful things. Let me go ahead and put my glasses back on because I cannot see a damn thing without them.
Yes, and we are very thankful for y'all giving us the opportunity to meet with you each Wednesday night and for sharing all of your thoughts and views and questions with us because we are honored to have y'all do that, and thank you.
Yes, so tonight's episode is going to be about energetics, a little bit about, it's going to be a piece of the energetics course. We're going to start that tonight, and then we will continue again with it again for the new year, because the second part is all about taking what we talk about tonight and then applying it for the new you for the new year. Mm-hmm. So that's
making your best year happen. Yes,
making your best year happen for you. So we're going to let a few more people sign in before we get rocking and rolling. So, and I will do a couple of readings tonight. I even brought my rock tonight.
I forgot my rock. I've forgotten my rock the last two nights. Okay. I've been super pissed. I found a rock in my purse the other day, and it was a lovely moonstone. And then I placed my amethyst on this giant amethyst board that I have. So I don't know. I'm in a rock situation right now.
You're in a rocky situation?
I'm in a rocky situation. Yes.
Aw. Come on, viewers. Y'all have any words for it? Are y'all in a rocky situation right now?
It's tough being a single girl trying to decide on your favorite rock.
Yes, it is. Who's going to be your rock, right?
Yes.
Aw. So we're going to let a couple more people sign in because it's still a little early. It's not quite 8 o'clock yet, but we wanted to get on here early because we'd like a few people to join us in the live, give them times to log in before we get started on the PowerPoint. So let's see, any announcements to make? Here they go. So Trenny will be in town this week. She comes in tomorrow. She does have some bookings done. Her and I only have one session together, because I'm getting ready to go on a cruise this week. I will be coming to you live from a cruise ship next Wednesday.
I'm hoping for you to be on the Lido deck dancing.
We didn't get the upgrade that we had wanted. Oh, I see people are logging in. Hello, everybody. We did not get the upgrade that we wanted, so I went ahead and spoiled ourselves. Hey, Gwen! We went ahead and spoiled ourselves and added all the packages, and it's the first time I've ever gotten a liquor package.
I've heard that you need that. Yeah, but you're fun when you do drink. So I think
but I only usually drink 2 drinks. And so we do drink on cruises, but usually I'm like a 2-drink person, and I'm good. And 2 drinks isn't worth the package. You just soon pay for the 2 drinks, and I drink free in the casino anyway.
Yeah.
So I can go to the casino.
There could be a day though that you indulge and do 3 or 4 drinks, because I have seen you at 3 drinks, and you're lovely. You are just as lovely sober, but you are a fun drinker as well, as I indulge in my daiquiri. Yes, Tina, I agree.
So we upgraded to 4. We each have 4 specialty dining packages.
Oh, nice.
And
do they have theme nights?
Huh?
Do they have theme nights?
I think so. I don't know. We got the top of the line Wi-Fi, so that I would be able to come to y'all from the ship. But so Wednesday, if I'm too hungover, I'll be Alicia, you're gonna have.
I'm gonna carry it. I'll carry the ship.
Carry us through the ship.
Yes.
But I might have some special guests on that night, because who knows who might meet on the ship.
That's true.
We have a couple of friends going.
That should be fun.
So it could be fun. So we'll see. So we will go live from the boat. I'll have to set my watch 8 o'clock on the cruise ship. So we will try to go live from the cruise ship. I hope the connection might not be the best, but we will try. And we'll see how it goes. And if not, then Alicia will take it over and
yes, I'll put together a PowerPoint and it'll probably be something weird. But we'll do
don't have to put together a PowerPoint. Just do
I'll just have people call in. Yeah. I'll have some guests.
Yes. So it'll be a lot of fun. So tonight I want to talk a lot about energetics. So energetics is a course that I teach. I started teaching at Touch and Eternity last year. I can't teach the whole course online just because it has multiple parts. It has a lot of interaction with it. And so um, what I am going to do tonight is just teach pieces of it, and throughout the next couple of weeks, and we'll be finished by the new year. Because the end of this teaches you a lot about self development and how to make your life better for you, how to put together the best version of yourself. And so that's what energetics is about. It's about understanding what your fears in life are, understanding what your blocks in life are, and learning how to get around those and applying yourself in your life and taking charge of your life.
Hi,
Hey,
Denise.
And taking charge of your life. And I taught this class, and people are like, well, why would you teach this at a conference of mediums? And I said, because in mediumship, in any of the psychic arts, if you can't get yourself together, how can you counsel other people? How can you work with many people from different walks of life? And if you don't really understand where they are. And one thing I've learned about energetics, that not only does it help you realize where you are in life, but it also helps you see where other people are in their life, and you can help them become the best version of themselves if they want to. Some people don't want to.
And that's a really good point, is the desire and the wanting to better
Right.
yourself.
Yeah, you have to want to, and then like I said, it took me a lot of years. I mean, I've been studying mediumship since what 1988 when my mom passed, and I can't say that I dealt with death appropriately to probably my father passed, and that was only a couple years ago. Like I didn't realize how I dealt with it.
Well,
Till
it's
then.
it's a process.
Right,
It's a
is.
lifelong process to understand it. And one of the women in your grief group, I love the way she phrased it, where she said, "You learn to live your life around the grief, not to let grief live around your life."
Right.
And it's, yeah, so there's just so many things. It's life itself. It is a journey,
Yes.
not an end point.
Absolutely, and I tell people all the time. The only things that I keep telling people, and I keep saying it over and over, and I learn, and that's something else I had to learn as a mentor for people, because I really don't consider myself a teacher. I'm more of a mentor, because you can only teach people, only absorb what they want. You can only teach. That's why I say I'm a mentor, because I tell people things all the time, and they either accept it or they don't. I mean, it's you
Yeah.
can only take them to the river, whether they
You
cross
can't force
it, right?
that thing to drink.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like I say all the time, life is a journey. I can only, tell you that you're only going to take your memories and your love with you to the other side. You can believe that or not believe that. I can say it. So I can tell you, get your life in order. Enjoy this part of your life. If you don't choose to enjoy this part of your life for whatever reason, that's on you.
Yeah, and it goes fast.
Right.
So
And I'm
make
not
of
saying
it.
you can't have moments of depression, or you can't have
course.
moments of doubt, but you have to be able to recognize it and say, you know what, today's going to be a better day. Or maybe today I'm just not feeling it. So I'm going to take a day and just have a, I'm going to say the word pissy day. I'm just going to have a pissy day today. And
And
then,
yeah,
and then
indulge and then get over it and
right.
move on.
And tomorrow
I
I'm going to be better.
and I thought I thought this topic too was particularly appropriate because of the impending holiday tomorrow, and a lot of people do put a lot of unnecessary stress on themselves, and then
people
just
who aren't here and
expectations, and then figuring out, how do I handle this? And there's other ways other than just drinking straight through that turkey dinner and passing out on the sofa mid football game.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about fear and blocks, and we want you guys to just come along in this little journey with us, and kind of just try to understand what fears are, and how we learn to recognize them in ourselves, and what can we do if we choose to do something about them. So this is a current PowerPoint. And I know you guys can see that. So, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or threat. Glossophobia is a strong fear of public speaking. It is a specific phobia, an anxiety disorder characterized by a persistent and excessive fear of an object or situation. And I use this one in this course because a lot of the people I read this to are mediums who have a fear of standing up in front of a group and doing a gallery or doing a presentation. Yeah. And it took me a long time to get used to it or feel comfortable talking in front of an audience. And it's just because, you're told throughout your life, whether you were good at something or not good at something, or you worry about how you speak or how you sound or how you look, or
there's a pressure.
Right.
The other, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, you stepped out of the room for literally like maybe 30 seconds. And all of a sudden I just felt, all of a sudden there was this, oh my God, where are you? And I had to like entertain the masses. And I felt that all of a sudden. And, fortunately, we have very kind viewers, so nobody was like, "What are you gonna do?" Or Sid, but
you're not gonna juggle or something, dance for me.
We got through it. Yeah, you came back quickly, but yeah, to your point exactly, it's the pressure. It's that feeling of pressure, and I think a concept of needing to entertain almost.
So again, I just want people to. A lot of this exercise is about not on other people, it's about understanding these things in yourself, going back and trying to educate and go and internalize and say, hey, what are my fears? What am I afraid of? What, if you didn't get that job, or you didn't get that, or that expectation didn't happen for you, what happened? What went wrong? Is this something that I did, or was it something they did, or what can I do better? Never think it's always your fault. Never think that it's always whatever. Look at the whole situation and just try to think about, what should I have done something different, or did I do everything perfect? Was this something I did, or something that was just their missed opportunity?
Or maybe too, that was not what Spirit wanted.
Right.
And
maybe
so maybe
better for
exactly.
them. Exactly. Maybe there's something better out there for them. Maybe this is their missed opportunity.
Thank you, Tina.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, I just want you guys, and again, I got to realize that when we do that, we have to say what they say, because when we repost these, people don't see their comments.
That's true.
So we got to remember that. So so Tina just commented that I did that on purpose to my friend here.
Yes, to prepare me when he's away, and I am left by my lonesome.
Yes, and remind me too if I don't say what the kind of remark what the comment is. So I got to remember that when we post these on YouTube and we post these on TikTok, that the people who are listening to these on those platforms, that they're not able to see the comments that y'all make. I wish there was a way they could, but they can't see the comments. And we've been getting a whole lot of followers, like on some of these, like some on TikTok, some have greater than 600-700 views and stuff, and they're all like little 10-minute segments.
That's cute.
So that's
I like that. I'm old, so the TikTok universe, I have yet to understand it, but some friends send me snippets.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it's getting there. And Magni, he's about a month behind, but he's getting there, because it's 10-minute segments of sometimes our 1 hour, hour and a half time videos. So anyway, so again, guys, so those are the definition. That's kind of the definition of fear. And again, what we're going through tonight is for you to just kind of think about and understand where you are in this. Where are you? What are your fears? What are your anxieties? What are your blocks? What are the things that hold you up? What is a block? A mental block is an uncontrollable suppression or repression of painful or unwanted thoughts or memories. It can also be an inability to continue or complete a train of thought, as in the case of a writer's block. So again, these are just mental blocks. I get them from old age.
It's interesting.
I'm just going to be honest thing.
Yeah. They're just going to turn. It's interesting you bring up writer's block, because I studied that a little bit when I was in college, and I found this very interesting. Europeans do not believe that exists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, writer's block. That is purely an American concept, which I think it definitely does exist, but then because I write on the side, and I think sometimes perhaps it's a lack of creativity, or again, some of it is expectations. And well, what do you think that you're supposed to do? And maybe you just need to go off
So
on tangents.
I
But
believe in blocks. I don't necessarily have writer's block, but I can tell you a block that I have. And again, this is for me personally, and I had to go in and own this one for myself. Is because I have so many jobs. I have so many jobs, and they're very different.
yes,
You know, like I work in a hospital. You know, I work. I had a store. I see clients. I do events, and so each of those different venues brought me around different people. So I would only remember names if I'm in that arena. And so if
yes,
I'm out of that arena and then somebody called me from a different arena, I couldn't place who they were.
that makes
And
sense.
so I'm very bad with names because of that. And so even
But you
your
remember
name, I kept wanting to
faces.
call you Nicole for the longest time rather than Alicia
Yeah,
because I have another friend named Alicia. So I wanted to call you Nicole for a long time. It took me a long time to see you in a different arena other than as when you were just taking classes.
mm-hmm.
So again,
I could see that.
taking classes versus them working alongside of me put you in a different realm with me. So then I was actually able to remember even your name. I always wanted to call you Nicole for some reason
That's funny. I didn't know that.
because that's your last name.
Yeah.
And I had another I had another person named Alicia. So then I finally had to realize, and then somebody said your name wrong. So I really was messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So it took
Mm-hmm.
me a while to learn your name for, I would say, probably the first 2 or 3 weeks that I knew you. It took me a long time to get your name correct.
That's interesting.
And I was very afraid of always calling you the wrong thing, so I always had to look up your name before I saw
Oh,
you.
Sid, I've been called all kinds of things
Oh, I know.
before. A wrong name wouldn't be nothing.
Well, I wanted to be honest. I thought that was I thought that was really a cool
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
for you, you know, 'cause I mean,
To realize with the
and
wrong.
it's because I work in so many different fields that
Now, because of that too, and I may be jumping ahead
uh-huh.
in this, do you think there is a difference, or what would you say is the difference between a mental block and just straight up burnout? Because we've been hearing a lot about people too having burnout because
Well, I have that too.
yeah, I was gonna say we all have that, but how do you think that there's the difference?
So I mean, a burnout can cause blocks. So when we get into what causes them, burnout does cause block.
Okay.
So that is a cause of block. So that they are one and the same. So burnout will cause you to have a block. When we get into what block, what causes blocks, you're going to see burnout being one of them.
Okay, I had an exceptional one the other day.
Really?
We won't, yeah.
So you're going to create a block.
Yeah, I did.
Your knees don't look too bad. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I am messing with her, on camera. I apologize about that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so we're just playing over here. We're
Yes,
having
we
fun.
are.
Anyway, because I love her. So again, and that's one of my blocks. Is my big one is names. Now numbers, I could do numbers in my sleep.
Yes, you can.
I remember I know my social. I can tell you my driver's license number. I mean, how I remember all that, I don't know. But
What is
names
that?
is enough.
Maybe you have like a photographic memory.
No, because I can't remember a name, but I can remember a
Well,
number.
like if you see a
Yeah.
picture of it, yeah.
I can remember. I can remember numbers. All right, let's go on to the next one. So, emotional intelligence. So, emotional intelligence is the ability to manage both your own emotions and understand the emotions of the people around you. And this is really, really important, especially and the reason why, again, I teach this to the people who are into the psychic arts is because you can't lose it because we get told some crazy stuff. Okay. We get told some wild things. Like there is nothing you can tell me that would shock me because trust me, it's not going to be the wildest thing I've ever heard. I mean, just this week, I'm already privy to I'm already on my second exorcism this week. Okay. So there is nothing you can tell me
and you've worked as a nurse.
And I've worked as a nurse and seen some horrific things, and people come to me with some not crazy stuff, but just things that most people don't ever see in a lifetime. So it's like I don't doubt anything because I've seen so much,
And you have
I never
to
doubt.
now, do you show your feelings but keep a respectful mindset of that?
Always.
Because to what you're saying, because I've worked in healthcare and I've worked in the state of Mississippi and I've bartended a lot in this city, so likewise I've heard some pretty crazy stuff, and I've always viewed it as, okay, kind of keep a poker face,
You
be empathetic
you have to
or
be empathetic,
sympathetic,
and
but
because you never know. I mean, you know. So when I do cases, and again, the case I'm on now is definitely real. I mean, this is real, but I've been on some that were not as real as this case, but had emotional factors. So you have to, when you go into a case, you got to say, is this an emotional factor?
Mhm.
Is this really a negative energy that's attaching, or is this like an emotional case? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, so it's how.
you have to figure out what created,
Mhm.
or what why is this caused like this, and so you have to think about those things, and so and again, you have to always remember, to you it may be something like, oh well, this ain't as bad as we thought, but to that person it is serious. So you have to be empathetic, so you have to understand your emotional self to it. Okay, but you also have to understand where that person's emotional self is to it as well. And you have to have empathy for that person and
Yes.
compassion for that person. Like, I knew going in, but I didn't tell everybody, but I knew going in that the person we went to see this week was probably going to need more than one. I was hoping we'd get it done with one, but I had a feeling it wasn't because of the length of attachment.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years.
And that's obviously that's going to be possibly the most serious thing in her life.
Right. Most
However,
definitely.
for you, this is something you've gone through before.
All right, and so again,
Yeah.
we're giving the family everything they need, and again, we're going to do a whole show on this one on a different podcast, and I'm gonna bring it back to this podcast, but that's going to be done when this is all over with in January, and we'll give a lot more detail. But I just want to talk about helping people understand about what is emotional intelligence. It's understanding your emotions with respect of someone else's emotions as well.
Yes.
And that's and we should all be that way.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who they are, we should
Respect everyone's.
respect
That's
where
what's
everyone
important
comes
to
from.
them. Yes.
And when you're doing this kind of work, you definitely have to do that, because you don't know who your client is. You don't know, when I sit and I ask respectfully, because even when I'm reading cards, they're like, well, you're psychic, tell me. And I tell them, I'm not going to sit here and offend you. I'm going to ask you some basic questions. I'm going to ask you, are you single, married, divorced, widowed, dating, none of the above? I'm going to ask you what type of work you do. I am going to ask you, from reading cards, what is your sexual preference? Because I'm not going to talk about the man in your life, because it looks like a masculine card, when you might be a gay female, and your girlfriend might be manly,
Mm-hmm.
a masculine, and it's just come up as a man.
And well, there's so many different ways
like,
that
right,
it can
exactly.
go to.
I mean, so I'm going to ask you that, because I'm not going to sit here. Well, you're psychic, you should know that. Well, no, because that's not how it works.
And
that's not how it works.
Yeah, I hate that when let
right.
me test you.
Yeah.
No, we don't have time for that.
I want to be able to tell you. I want to give you details. I want to know the generality, so when I'm reading for you, that I can get in there and tell you, this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to happen.
Let's get to the real
Right.
meat.
And I want to read people who want to be read.
Yes.
I had a client this week. I'm not going to say any names, but this particular client came here because someone else asked them to come here. And this client really, you could tell, really didn't want to be read. The block went up, and
that
and
can
so
happen.
I read, and I mean, gave what I could give, and but definitely you could tell this client didn't want to be read.
Mm-hmm.
And it
and
happens.
energy blocks, and
Right.
maybe we can talk about that in another class. And I think that's something that is
That is
something.
we are talking about blocks.
Oh no, I'm
That
saying
is a
like
block.
blocking and protecting your energy, because
Right.
that's definitely
But
something
I understood
important.
why. And before the client left, I definitely told them what they needed to hear from me.
I like
I
that.
definitely told them what they
Your
needed
energy,
to hear.
you may have been blocked, but guess
I
what?
told them why. Hey, Barbara. So I definitely, I felt like I definitely told them what they needed to hear, but I felt like I could have been so much better for them had they
Open.
They open up. We'd have been able to go a lot deeper and do a lot more. But
Well,
they
maybe
actually
they'll
hurt
come
themselves. Yeah, that's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's truly up to them. I think the ego may not let that happen, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's a powerful
But anyway,
thing.
yeah, it is a powerful thing. All right, so the next screen is, let's talk about fears. So there's a fun fact. People are born with two fears. That is the fear of falling and the fear of loud sounds. I don't know if y'all knew that. I thought that was a little fun fact. Joanna says, hey, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. And then Lisa says hello, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Barbara, yes, contact us or Stacy.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk fears. So what causes fears? And oops, I didn't want to go there. Let me go back. Oops, sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll it up like I'm at work. Anyway, what causes fears? Anticipation, instinct, imagining experiences, memories, trauma, past incidents, a constant state of comparison, competition, and everlasting struggle to be somebody.
So that's a big one. I think the imagining experiences.
Oh, absolutely. What can happen?
Yeah, especially this time of year. I think that's a major one to look at. And yeah, it can't all be that bad.
So we have a guest in here tonight that I think that guest had seen that person's biggest fear, because I don't want to clue anybody, is going to be traumas and past incidents, because at the grief group when they were here we had to talk about that, and that's a big one. You know, that's caused a lot of fear in that person's life. But how to combat those fears is think about your physical feelings and behaviors. Change the way you see fear. Break down and rate your fearful situations. Like, break it down. Pick it apart. Look at it. Start with the easiest and then work yourself up to the hardest ones. Allow yourself to actually feel the fear. Work your way up, but don't rush. Start with the little fears and then just try to bring yourself in that.
That's
face your
idea.
fears. That's facing them. But I like the next one better, actually. The next slide, I think the next slide is where it tells you how to combat them even a little bit better. Nope, it's not the next one. It's going to be the one after this. So anyway, fear in the brain. So when the threat stimulates or triggers a fear response in the amygdala, located in the medial temporal section of the brain, which activates areas involved in preparation for fight or flight. It also triggers the release of the stress hormone and sympathetic nervous system. This creates blood flow to the back of the brain, which creates a difficulty in the thought processes. So basically what that's saying is when you start to fear, it pushes the blood to the median, right behind the ear area here, where that area is, and that creates that hormone to go, and it gives you that fight or flight. And that's what causes you to lower your IQ or to dumb you down. And I'm going to show you a chart that shows you that in a moment.
It's like it just tenses up and nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
And here's that chart. So I wish I could point things to you, but I can't. But if you look under they got the states are calm, alert, alarm, fear, and terror. And then you have dominant brain areas, adaptive, cognitive, and your functional IQ. So in the calm state, they can't see that when
yes,
you do.
they can.
Oh, I thought you said they couldn't. Yes.
No, last time they couldn't, but now they can.
Now they can. Well, I'm sorry. I got corrected by Magni. Well, thank you. Now you can. So in the calm state, you have the cortex of the brain. The adaptive is the reflective or the creative side. The reflect is the daydream. The cognition is abstract, and when you're in that abstract side of your brain, which is the right side, you are at 120 to 100 is your functional IQ. As you get a little more alert, you're still in the cortex and the limbic system. You're hypervigilant. You're in the adaptive of avoid. You're in concrete cognition, which is starting to move to your left, but you're still at 110 to 90 of your functional IQ. When you're in the alarm, which means that your excitement's starting to pick up, you're in your limbic. You're in that freeze or resistance stage. You will comply. You begin to get emotional, but your functional IQ is only 80 to 100. When you get to the fear, You're back actually in that brainstem area. You become defiant because you want to start it's the flight. You're getting ready to start to run. You're starting to hyperventilate a little bit. You become disassociative, which paralysis like catatonia begins. You become reactive, and your functional IQ drops to 90 to 70. And when you're in extreme terror, you're definitely in the brainstem. You begin to fight. You will faint or collapse. You become reflexive, and your IQ is only 60 to 80. This is why anybody who wants to control you will use fear and division to control you.
This is why the news redcast is breaking news, always in red.
Always in red.
Flashing. And big, bright letters to try and sell stuff.
Right.
Yes.
We're not going to make it political, but
no,
yes,
we know it happens.
Yes, we know it happens, but it's, some churches do this, some religious groups do this. Some teachers in school do this. I've seen teachers
All
in
media.
School. Some parents do this when you're growing up.
Oh my gosh.
Who had that parent?
Managers. Some managers do this.
Yeah. So anybody that does anything, hey Gina, anybody that does anything like this will get. So what I tell people. So when I teach this class, and when we get into the positivity side of restructuring your life, that's when I tell people to, one, always have a plan and always have a border of positivity around you. And it's okay when you come in contact with somebody who starts to raise these stages, you step away and you put them on the other side of your wall. You can still be, these people can be your family members, they can be your friends and all that. And if you don't want to give them, that's fine. But when they become negative or they start with any type of this behavior, you walk away and put them on the other side of the wall.
And it's a great thing to visualize that wall.
Yes.
And that helps quite a bit, which can go to your mental block. That's where that mental block can work for you.
Right. And so that's what I do. Like
yes.
And why do you think so? A lot of you, like, I don't mind. Like, a lot of you seen some of my my Facebook posts and didn't like them, but notice I didn't get involved too much in them. I just post and let everybody else comment. But I do it because I'm not going to argue. I'm going to put up a thought and let people, because I want people to visualize and see things and talk about things. Mm-hmm. If you get negative, it's on you.
That's why I love the Facebook group, What's Happening in Metairie, because I am the meme of the person sitting back, eating the popcorn and just watching.
Yeah, everybody go at it.
It's amazing. I highly recommend it if no one's ever joined it.
So I say to you, try to avoid negativity, especially if you have a negative family. Start demanding respect. Start demanding positivity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you can't love them. It just means when they start with negativity, you walk away.
Exactly. And sometimes that can be that mental block, or sometimes it can be the physical block. And it is okay to remove yourself from that situation if you need to, and it's not serving you in a positive way.
Right. And when they ask you where you go, say, hey, I love you guys, but I'm trying to embrace positivity in my life. And this conversation got a little too negative for me. And I need to go. I still love you. I'll be back.
I love you, but I love myself too. Right. So, yeah.
I'll be back. And eventually they're going to get the hint. That if they want you around, they're going to not bring up arguments. They're not going to bring up negative things around you or things that make you upset. And they're going to either learn to respect you,
or not. Yeah,
or
it's
not.
like behavioral therapy.
Right.
They'll either catch on or they won't. And then, yeah.
And I recommend it highly because let me tell you, I don't know if Stacy's on here right now, but Stacy did this, and this is one of the things that rid her of her cancer, was removing the negativity, because it was a big thing for her. And that's one of the things when I work with people who have cancer, is helping them beat the cancer. Is they got to get the negativity away from them. They got to get more into the positive side, do their meditations. They got to start thinking positive. They got to start seeing themselves healing, seeing themselves as healthy. Look, don't even mention the word illness or cancer. Mention how beautiful I look, how healthy I am, how I'm going to remain healthy, putting that positive energy out in the universe and staying away from negativity and removing yourself from friends who are always negative or always complicated. You can't have that.
It drains.
Right. It drains you emotionally, and it drains you.
And
it drains
sometimes you only have energy for you and helping others, not the energy vampires.
Right. And this is science, guys. So this is me not making the this is scientific. You can go look this up.
Oh, hey, Stacy.
We're just talking about
Yes.
you. Just joined in. Yes.
And hi, Zeta. Yes, we agree with all of that too.
Yes. So again, I highly recommend, that if you haven't taken a picture of this slide, you should. This is the slide that every camera in the conference room came out and took a picture of this slide. And it's just to help you understand that you have to remove the negativity from around you. And I don't care if it's your own children. If they're negative, you need to change them too. Get rid of them. No, I'm just kidding. Get rid of them.
They get the smaller piece of pumpkin pie.
Right. But you have to, and have to set ground rules and boundaries with people. And it's for your own health.
Mm-hmm.
It is for your own health. All right. Next. When we fear, blood rushes to the back of the brain, causing a decrease in IQ. But to combat that fear, and the easiest way to combat fear is to ask yourself what and how questions to solve the fear. This will move the blood back to the front of the brain and return the brain to normal cognitive function. So the example I use for this is when I was doing, when I do gallery work or readings, when I was doing gallery work and I would have to go do a gallery, I used to, in the beginning, I would kick and scream the entire way. Magni would be driving up, say, just turn this car around. I don't want to go do it. He's like, Sid, you're going to go do it. Because I had a fear. I had a fear of, what if I did not do what I needed to do? And what if I didn't do well for everybody? And he was like, Sid, you're going to do fine. And I finally had just asked myself, well, what's the worst thing that could happen?
That's the question I always
ask, what's the worst thing that could happen? I'm just going to give won't charge anybody.
You're going to do the best
I'm going to do the best I can. And if it doesn't do, if I don't feel it's good, I'm just going to let everybody keep their money, give them a good hug and say,
I tried.
Maybe next time. Yeah.
And maybe if nothing else, there's at least one person that you help, and that's worth it.
And that's worth it, and that's what took away my fear. And that took away my fear. So you ask yourself what and how questions, and it helps move that blood, helps you start to think more logically, helps you to think more rationally, and it helps you to lose that fear. So do that. And as you see, Stacy says she did that with her oldest son, and it actually works when you start setting the boundaries with them.
And I love that, the what and how questions, because the other thing too is I think it takes you out of that your brain diminishing, because if you have a really messed up creative mind like myself and you go to the what, how, well, okay, what if this isn't working out and I just suddenly run across the room singing or dancing, what is going to happen then?
But now I'm gonna be the devil's advocate, right?
Okay.
So then I started thinking things like, well, if I'm in the plane and I got a fear of flying, well, what if the engine falls off the plane? Or what if the wing catches on fire? Or what if, and then I thought about, then I said, well, then I said, well, then I'm going to die quick. What a way to go.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Like, people are afraid of flying. Like, well, then I had to think about it. You're going down so fast, the G-force is going to put you to sleep before you hit the ground anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like...
Yeah. And why did you have to bring that up? That is the number one thing whenever I get on an airplane. The first thing I think about is...
all that,
first thing I think about is if God wanted us to fly, he would have given us wings. But then I think, same thing. Well, if this is how it's supposed to be, then this is how it's supposed to be.
So it's like, guys, I want you to think about that, just think about, what's the worst thing can happen? The plane goes down, we're all going to go together, kumbaya,
Exactly. And maybe I'll be on that lost island with those hot men, and that is what it is.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Okay.
If we survive this, yeah.
Exactly. There's always something good at the other side.
Yeah, as I tell people, you just quit fearing so much.
Yeah.
Go out and have fun. You only have one life to live. When it's your turn, it's going to happen. When it's your turn, you're not going to stop it. And I got to tell you, the other best thing that happened to me that really helped change my life was when I went on a month-long journey to Europe by myself with nobody else. And I just did me. Slept when I slept, got up when I'm going to go. Went to see whatever countries I wanted to go see. And I did it. I had $4,000 on me, and I was able to stay in Europe for an entire month and $4,000. That was all my hotels, my trains, my airfare to and from. I mean, I did it all.
You did it, yeah.
And I just and I that really helped me a lot, And one thing I learned about Europe is that it's a completely different place than America.
Their mindset, would
The
you say, is
mindset
different?
Completely different. And
would you say they're more free, or they're less fearful?
and they're not sexualized. America is very sexualized.
Well, America is very much the I identity.
Yeah.
And I don't see that as much in other countries.
Like,
but do you think that they have a more positive approach to combating fear?
oh yeah. You don't see as much fear there
Because they can talk. I think they talk about things better than we do. I mean, even I remember years ago looking at the commercials that they were able to show in Europe versus the U.S. And that's just such an example because they have, I think, a better sense of humor.
Oh, they do.
Because we like to have that fear and control in this country.
So let's talk blocks. Causes of blocks: mental exhaustion, stress, procrastination, fear of underachieving, failing at work, anxiety, depression, anger, impatience. Ways to combat blocks: break down your projects, do smaller projects so you're not being overbearing on yourself. Declutter, clean things up, become more organized. Not just your environment, but in your mind, in your personal life. Just declutter things. Get rid of things that aren't working.
Not serving you, time to go.
Right. Take a break. Meditate, yoga, and exercise. Reduce your stress. Organize, plan, and create. Mm-hmm. All these things will help you get rid of your mental blocks. And I think mental blocks in the brain. Your brain cuts in and controls your body and sends you into freeze mode to keep you safe. And that's pretty cool, like how the brain's breathing.
I like it.
So again, this is what causes you to have your block. But let's see what we got here next. Boom. Combating blocks. Focus on the present. Don't stress. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Focus on the present because you want to break that block. Never let your morale down. Keep your environment positive and calm. Do some stress management. Continue to work on your skill set. Know what you're good at. If you start to fall a little bit, go back to what you know. Go back to what you're good at.
And don't be afraid to try new things.
Yeah, try
everyone. I think they take on new projects and they expect to be at that same level of things that they've had experience with, and be at that same level. And that's kind of adjusting your expectations and realizing that there is space and time to grow.
And understand what's happened. Understand you're having a block, and so you're able to go back and reevaluate things and try to get past and through it. Now, understand that you are having that block.
I like that aftercare discussion. Mm-hmm. I like that. Analyze what you did. Yeah.
Yep. Go back and then just kind of go through what happened, and so you can helps you to go back and identify if it ever happens again. You'll be able to identify
and maybe
quicker and
learn what you did good,
mm-hmm.
what you want to do better.
And I would suggest writing it down or keeping a note of it somewhere.
List. I like to make lists.
Mm-hmm. Are you a Virgo? That's a Virgo trait.
I'm a Taurus.
That's right, you are a Taurus. I do.
Taurus, Capricorn. Yeah.
So how many emotions does a person feel in a day? The average person experiences about 400 different emotions in one day. Fun fact, humans can experience over 34,000 unique emotions, but ordinarily they experience 8 primary emotions. These primary emotions include anger, fear, sadness, joy, disgust, surprise, trust, and anticipation.
Denise, yes, Virgo. She has the list.
Yeah, she does the list.
She knows. Yes. She's my fellow Earth sign girl.
Yes. I love the list. So this is you can get this online, but this is the emotional wheel.
Emotional wheel, I love this wheel.
That is the emotional wheel. There's the main ones, and then they break down into many, 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 many emotions.
And I really recommend printing this out for people that have a hard time understanding where they are, because yes, it breaks it down and then it breaks it down further and further. And that is really helpful, because a lot of times we don't understand where we are and how we feel about something. And sometimes even just as simple as having a label for what you're feeling does help.
I like the color code this.
I like color coding too.
So
yeah,
check that out, and you can now, if you look up the emotional wheel online, it will definitely pop up for you guys. But love the emotional wheel. All right. And where are you in life? We learned this as nurses. It's mandatory. So all my nurses out here definitely know this. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And where are you in this? People who need physiological needs, that's breathing, water, food, shelter, clothing, sleep, safety and security, health, employment, property, family, social ability, love and belonging. Do you have friendship, family, intimacy, a sense of connection? Self-esteem, are you confident? Achievement, respect of others, the need to be a unique individual. Self-actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, experience, purpose, meaning and inner potential.
What's interesting about this? That I just thought how we had talked several podcast episodes ago about countries having different aura colors.
Well, they do.
Yes. And this, to me, if you look at it, I think this can really correspond with where some countries are.
Well, we're kind of in the red-orange right now.
Yeah. So I think it really kind of corresponds with where some countries are actually to their color and to their development with Maslow's pyramid.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Many countries are in the pyramid. And right now we're in our red-orange phase, because we're still trying to figure how to give everybody the physiological needs, but we're also looking at safety, security for our family, and trying to be social. We have not got to love and belonging, because we haven't got a connection to everyone in our country yet. We still have a lot of separate ideas.
A lot of divide, yes.
And a lot of divide. Now,
but then when you look at some of the older countries, like Japan, you said, for instance, was a much more self-actualized country.
Oh. Definitely. I mean, I look at Norway. Norway's way past love and belonging, self-esteem. They just love everybody, and they welcome everybody in their country, no matter who you are or whatever. They don't have those. I mean, they do have. They have a lot of countries after, because of what happened. Some things that happened in the Middle East, and some things that have happened with the Ukraine going on. They got bombarded, and there are some border issues, but they don't treat them like we treat them.
Yeah, I saw recently a picture of a Norwegian prison cell. It looks
It's a hotel.
It looks nicer than some.
It's a hotel.
Yeah, it looks nicer than some one bedrooms I've seen in New York City.
Right after Magni and I got together, that guy went on that island and shot all those political students on the island, and it was right around my birthday, sometime in July. He had shot. His hotel, his prison is like a hotel room. They actually order out food to restaurants to feed him.
Wow. Well, that may be a little too, but
I mean, he's there for life. But
yeah, he's lost some freedoms, but hopefully they're doing some rehabilitation.
Humane.
Exactly.
They're very humane there. So, but again, he will never see the street again. But it's very humane there.
Yeah.
He murdered a lot of people.
Well, you treat people. It goes back to the golden rule.
It's very humane, but But he murdered a lot of people. He did murder a lot of people, and in Magni's country. So, again, where are you in this? I know that I'm in self-actualization. I'm in a beautiful marriage. I'm definitely inner peace with who I am. I don't work for money anymore. I mean, really, I don't look at my career like. I don't look at the dollar side of my career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I work for value, not for money.
Yeah.
Because I went from working 2 days a week to working 5 days a week, and it wasn't for the money. It was for the job.
The opportunity to.
It was the job.
More.
It wasn't about the money.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. I just love everybody right now.
Right.
So.
But you haven't gotten. You're still working on.
I think I'm still there right now.
You're right there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call you out, but you're right there. Still.
I know.
I'm very blessed. And it took a long time. And I mean, then again, I'm almost double your age.
Not almost.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Making you feel
yeah,
good.
Trying. Yeah.
So, figure out where you're at. It took me a long time to get there, but I finally reached that after my marriage and being in a good marriage and having the wonderful person I have in my life has brought me there, and having the career that has brought me there, given me what I wanted. I mean, like I said, I'm good. So let's talk. So there are 5 key elements to emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. The 4 domains of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Each can help a person face any crisis with lower levels of stress, less emotional reactivity, and fewer unintended consequences. I'm not going to get heavily into this because I do want to do some readings tonight, but I just want you to know that what EI is about. EI is basically just understanding how to work with other people, but you cannot work with other people till you understand who you are and how you react to situations. And it's learning that no matter how you feel, you shouldn't be taking that out on someone else.
Yes. So the big recommendation that I will say, and especially as we head into a day tomorrow surrounded by family, is breathe. Sometimes take a pause, take a deep moment and breathe in, and then figure out how you want to move forward. It doesn't have to be a knee-jerk reaction.
Right. So emotional intelligence is basically personal competence and social competence. It's, recognizing signs of stress, practice good stress management, pay attention to your thoughts and feelings, know what your emotional triggers are, take personal development classes, get into counseling or support group, because it's kind of understanding who you are.
I like the personal development classes.
Understand who you are so that you can understand other people. And so that you can learn how to interact and have empathy for other people around you. You don't have to agree with them, because
but try and understand them.
Right. And so you just got to try to understand what I try to do is when I'm working with a client, and sometimes, or even when I'm at the hospital, I'm working with some clients there, like maybe discharging a patient or something like that, or working with someone who, I had a guy come in today that I worked with, and trying to understand, because I'm trying to understand who he is, 'cause I'm trying to understand how I need to educate him. So I got to figure out where he's at.
How to reach him. Yeah.
How to reach him, how to make him understand what he needs to know.
And it's very drastic thoughts sometimes and viewpoints.
So I had to listen to him. I found out where he was from. And that helped me understand a lot about his thought processes. And I had to understand a little bit about why he felt the need for what he felt he needed. When it wasn't ordered the way like he wanted, and that he felt, so I had to understand that about him. So I listened, and I looked in his chart, and I went, and I knew what it took to make him happy. So I took him through a process that made him, get the care, or attempt to get the care that he needed. When he couldn't get the care he needed because it wasn't particularly ordered, he understood it because I worked with him through the process.
And this is why you're at a purple and you work with humans, and this is why I am at a yellow and I work with animals. Yes.
So, but he knows I tried for him, So, yeah. And again, and that's what he wanted. He wanted someone to try for him, and
he probably didn't know how to ask for it, but because you had that higher EI, you were able to listen.
I gave him time, and that's what he wanted.
Yes,
he felt like that somebody owed him time, and he didn't want. And everybody always treats him like he's a burden, and I actually took time with him.
And you know what? He's probably going to be nicer to everyone else tomorrow because of that.
Well, we'll see. So. And I took the extra time to spend with him and tried to get him the service that he wanted. I knew they were going to say no, but I went through all the checks and balance with him, and I explained to him why, and did all those things. And so, and that's what you do. You try to empathize. I had empathy for this man because he needed it, and and I had to understand. So I had to get on his. I don't want to say a level because it's not a level. It's an understanding. I had to get to his understanding, and so I had to apply that to make him happy, or so that he would so that we
To see
could
his
relate.
viewpoint, yes.
Right, so that we could relate, and that's what emotional intelligence is about. Especially if you're trying to create a friendship or you're trying to create a relationship of some kind, whether it's a business relationship or a partnership or it's a client-based relationship, you have to be able to understand that person, even if it's family. Yes, he needed to be heard, Mary. Absolutely. And that's why I'm doing this now, because we got the holidays coming up. So we're going to go visit all those people we don't necessarily like.
But you share blood,
and some of those are coming to visit us. So
some of them are in the other room. Yeah.
Watching this.
Yes.
We're just playing. Anyway, so, and that's important. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do the non-addictions. That's what we're going to do
next month.
Well, next month in January. We're going to go over the non-addictions.
That's a great one to think about, how you want to live your best 2025. Yes.
We'll go over the non-addictions.
Do you make New Year's resolutions?
Do I? It just depends. We're going to go here, so they can't see the non-addictions.
I listened to this meme or like this video the other day, and it was really interesting because it reminded me a little bit of New Year's resolutions, and one of the questions was, what commitments do you no longer believe in your life? And I was like, ooh, that's a good getting to know someone question.
Well, I gotta be honest, I don't believe in any commitments. You know why? Because nothing in life's forever.
That's a really good point. Okay.
It's only a commitment as long as it's valuable.
Yeah.
The minute it's not valuable no more, it goes out the window.
And
that includes marriage. It's true.
It is true. It is true.
Mary, isn't that true?
And
Mary's going to agree with me.
It's what value each person puts
Stacey
on
will
it.
agree with me.
Yeah,
no.
You don't always need that piece of paper.
But that's true.
That's true.
I mean, commitments are only good as it is valuable. I mean, if it doesn't value you anymore, then it's not worth being a commitment.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So
you ready to do some readings on that happy note? Let me turn down that light.
Yes. Ooh, that blinds me.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, let's see if I got anybody. Ooh, I got a brother that came in. Oh Lord. So, what's to the side? It's gonna be somebody's spouse or somebody's brother. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm still blinded by that light. That light gets me. Makes me see the infinity sign. So hold on. Ooh, I put my glasses back on. Okay, so I got a guy that comes to the side. So it looks to me, and they come in close. So that's gonna be a spouse or brother you were very close to. He walks up to me. I feel that his passing was from illness. I also feel this guy was not cremated. I feel he was laid out. So I do feel he was laid out. He had a funeral. I also feel too, when I see him, that so it's a spouse or brother. I need you to be more clear with me. I also feel that his father is also passed, because he's with another gentleman who comes face forward. I also feel too that I believe there's cancer either for the father or for him. There's a cancer involved. Who understands that? Can someone take that information? Just type in yes. If you can take any of that information. This is going to be a spouse or brother. The father would be dead. Stacey, you understand that? Okay. So you understand that. Stacey, is that a brother or is that your spouse? That's your spouse? I know your spouse. That's just
Julie.
And Julie. So that's Stacey's spouse. I know that about Stacey. And Mary too. Okay, so let me give you some more, and they were all, and the brother and this person was laid out, correct? And because I see the funeral now, also too, now this person also, and this is really, and I don't know why they're focusing on this, but you would have paid for. This is gonna knock some of y'all out, I think. You would have paid for a floral piece that was placed behind the casket, the head of the casket, a floral piece that stood up. Do you understand it? You would have donated money or paid for a floral piece that would have stood up, not laid on the casket, behind the casket. Do you understand that? Who understands that out of you guys? So I said, give me something to split y'all apart. And he just threw up flowers behind the casket. Brother, I paid for the flowers. Okay, Mary, I think I'm with you, my baby. Okay, so let me continue. Because when I asked to give me something to split you guys up, that's what happened. That was unique. I've never seen nothing like that. Mary, just say yes or no to this. Was your brother a hunter? Did he own hunting guns? And Julie, your stepdad too? Okay, but Julie, was your stepdad a hunter? Mary, was your brother a hunter? And I'll tell you why in a minute. Just say yes or no. Not brother. Mary, was your brother a hunter? Yes, I think I'm with you, Mary. I really do. Because he showed me a hunting rifle is what he showed me. So, and it was in Iraq. So, I know this. That's why I said hunter, because I definitely saw the rack. And okay, so Julie, you understand the gun rack too. Okay, well I'm coming. I'm gonna give you some more information in a minute. Now, also there's also a mother over here as well. Mary, is your mom? Now, Mary, is your mom? Mary, your mom's passed. And Julie, is your mother passed? I don't know if Mary's mom's passed. I don't know. I don't remember. Mary, no. I thought your mother was still alive. So, Julie, is your mom passed? No. Mary, no. Who's the woman that had a stroke? Is that a grandmother? There's a mother figure with a stroke. I'm piggybacking, and it's fine. That's probably two, Tamara. Who did one of y'all have a stroke on the female side, Mary or Julie? I got a female with a stroke trying to come in here, or either it's either gonna be stroke or Alzheimer's. Julie, my grandmother.
Glassy
okay,
blue eyes.
My godmother. Okay, because I got women. I just got a woman.
I got a woman with glassy blue eyes.
When I'm talking to this guy, all of a sudden I got knocked in the head. So I'm like, wow. Okay, from the female side of me. All right, and what else I got here?
You can't see color. I see she has very clear, almost glassy, like blue eyes.
I don't see color. I don't see.
I know
eyes.
you don't see color. I see color.
I see, and I see outlines of people. I don't see the whole, like, I can't see them like they see them. Also, let me see what else I got here. Mary, do you or Julie, Mary or Julie, do one of you have a relative that's missing a finger? That's really weird. That's crazy. It looks like they show me a hand with a missing finger. It's really weird. Mary, my godmother had beautiful crystal blue eyes. Okay, so that's probably her that you saw. Mm-hmm. Mary, do you or Julie have a relative that's missing a finger? That's crazy. I'm okay with a no, guys. I just got to figure out what the finger missing thing was. I know there's a delay on coming across to us. Part of a finger missing. Okay. Okay. I think I'm with Mary. For sure. Okay. Because they put up and said, tell them about my missing finger. They cut. Saw a piece of finger go flying. I'm like, okay. Okay. Cool. All right. But he's still living, huh, Tina? So, because they said a few months ago, unless he just died. But this guy's person. Okay. Now, this was a finger. All right. Now, All right, so let me because I had to mention the missing finger.
Happened when he was deer hunting.
All right, and all right, this Mary, I got to ask you this question. This is your brother, huh, Mary? Her brother, her brother's funny. Mary, your brother's funny. So, do you have a memory of catching your brother peeing outdoors? I got to ask, or did he do that all the time? Was he somebody that always liked to like go outside and take a leak? This is funny. I just saw this guy like go outside and like take a leak all the time. It's funny.
They're
That's
always funny on the other
that's
side, though. I love
funny.
that.
He's I think that's his personality.
Yeah.
Like he's showing me he was just this kind of cocky, funny kind of guy would do stupid, crazy stuff. That's the kind of personality he had. All right, so he's definitely. Let me see if I can pull anybody in. Yes or no, Mary? Did your brother have a tattoo on his arm? Say yes or no. And then I'm gonna go hit somebody. I'm gonna go because this might belong to somebody else. 'Cause I think I'm gonna validate it for Mary. Did he have a tattoo, Mary? No. Okay. I think this might have been Who was my other one? Where was my other one that was piggybacking? Let me see. I think this was the piggyback one. Let me go back. Was it Tina or Julie? Was it Julie? Julie and Tina. Julie or Tina? Did either one of these people have a tattoo on their arm? Say yes or no. I think this was the piggyback. They're trying to separate now. I gotta ask you, team. Was it something to do with a bunny, or a rabbit, or a girl, like a Playboy bunny, or something with a bunny? Do you understand that? Say yes or no. You don't remember what it was? Okay, because
I saw black tribal actually on the same spot
yes,
that
it
you
wasn't
were.
tribal. He showed
I
me.
saw something
What
black.
he showed me was what looked like to be a carrot, which is my sign for bunny or rabbit or Playboy girl or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. That
The with the ears
right.
and yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what that's gonna be. All right. So just know that I said that. Also, oh, you have twins in your family, Tina? Or am I back with Mary? I don't know if Mary has twins in her family. Tina, do you have twins in your family? Yes, okay. That was for Tina because then I said, give me something that validates if this is for Tina. So she didn't understand the tattoo completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, tell her about twins. And so, all right. So that one's for you. And let's see what else I get here. Tina, did you just go to the movies? Are you going to the movies tomorrow, to the theater? Theater or movies? They just showed me you in like a theater. I don't know what that's about. No? You might be because I just saw like movie seats, like theater seats. So just know that I said that you may be going. I don't know what that's about, but they just showed me like theater seats, like, and it looked empty, so I don't see people in them. I just saw like you and like I just saw movie seats. Just know that I said that. Okay, and okay, and I think I am done with those two. Let's see who else did I. Let's see if I get anything else real quick before we log off. I think let me give Mary a message. Mary, I'm gonna give you a message from your brother. He talks about, when I see him, he keeps bringing up about you need to keep moving on, he says. When I see him, he keeps taking me to like this plane, and he says to tell her to keep flying. He says to tell her to just keep moving forward. Don't look back, just keep moving. He said you're gonna get there. I think I don't know why he's saying that to me. He also shows me what looks like a crown, so I have no idea what that's about. I know he's talking about the drink crown or a crown on the head, but he told me to tell you to keep flying, keep moving forward. I think that he wants you not to settle just now, so keep moving. I also see you meeting somebody in about 3 months. So there's something about somebody new walking into your life in about 3 months. I want to say that too. So know that I'm saying to you, in 3 months will be what, about February?
Mm-hmm.
February,
Yes.
March-ish.
February, yeah.
So
Mardi Gras time,
February,
yeah.
Mardi Gras, yeah. Probably February before Mardi Gras, but know that I see somebody walking into your life. I said there's something about some kind of companionship or something about that. But you're going to be just getting, well, no, you'll be all right by then. Yeah, right, you'll be good by then. There's somebody walking into your life around February. I know a little bit about Mary. I know something about Mary. Isn't that a movie?
I'm seeing a guy with red hair too. I keep seeing a guy with red hair.
I don't know.
I don't know if that, yeah.
And let me see. So Tina, let me see about you. And this is your brother. No, this is your. Who was it I was reading for Tina? It was her brother. So let me look and see if I can get a message for her. Yet I look at your brother. He keeps showing me balance, and he says, and he keeps showing me scales. So I kind of think he's telling you to, he keeps putting water in them. Are you not doing any repairs on your house, are you, Tina? Well, let's hope not. But anyway, I keep seeing balance. So he keeps telling me to tell you to balance some things out right now, that things are getting a little heavy. So he says, balance them out. He says, you're good at that. He says, pay attention to when, if something gets to be too heavy, ask for help. He says, you're not one who will do that. He says, sometimes you need to. He said, start expecting more of the people around you to give support. So I need to say that as well. Okay, that comes from your brother. Okay, Tina? All right, folks. We are going to sign out for the night. I thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
We will see you next week from the boat.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we're
Yes.
very thankful for all of y'all tuning in tonight.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye from the Touching Eternity podcast. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.